Good morning. It's a privilege to live in the great state of Colorado. It is a gift to spend this time together with all of you. And I think you're going to be absolutely amazed at the breadth of influence that this club and our foundation has across this community and across our country. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our thought for the day, our prayer, Lucius Aspey is going to come up and give us that.
Good morning. If all of you don't know, I'm a fairly avid golfer. But also I believe that my golf is similar to my Christian walk. Some have said adversity is another name for the game of golf. But it'd be boring without the experience of the sand traps, the weather, the bunkers, and all the things that you encounter in playing golf. We know up ahead the challenges are there, but sometimes it's hard to remember them. And we have to practice for the adversity that we know we will encounter. While anticipation helps to avoid some adversity on the golf course, practice will improve your ability to recover from adversity. Certain types of adversity may be especially troubling for you. It is wise to focus and learn both to avoid and recover these particular types of adversity. It's the same way in life. We know there will be adversity in our life. In fact, we can count on it just about every day. Some days a lot more challenging than others. A biblical example of adversity is found in Matthew 14:22-33. After feeding 5,000, Jesus sent the disciples to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, directly into a major storm, definitely a moment of adversity. The water and wind seemed overwhelming, but it was also an opportunity to remind the disciples God was in control. God continues to be in control. When we acknowledge this, it helps us to remember that He's in charge of what happens in our life and in the world. He is our strength to get through and deal with the adversity we are going to face in our life. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucius. And as you know, Lucius is the incoming president for the foundation. Ethics is a very basic part of Rotary. Will you join me in the four-way test, please? Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Please enjoy your lunch. We're going to start the program about 5 after 12. Well, good afternoon. And we're going to get our program underway because we have a very, very full schedule and it's going to be great. First up, we have our secretary's report. Nancy Austin, broker associate with Porchlight Real Estate. Good afternoon.
Thank you, President Jim. Welcome to Rotary today. It's Soup Day. We have some guests. Mike Jackson is a guest of Virgil Scott. Deeksha Nagan is welcome. Deeksha Nagan, I know I didn't say that right. Okay, thank you. Is a guest of Dan Lutz. Lisa Sabici is the daughter of Francisco, and she's a guest today. Mika DeSanto is our Rotary Exchange student, and she is a guest of Julie Spear. Oh, welcome. Tim Ditzler is a former Rotarian of the Aspen Club, and he's a guest of Lonnie Candell. Welcome. I think you'll like it here. Check it out. You'll like it. Okay, we'll wait. Gilbert McKenzie is from Cortland, New York, and he is a Rotarian there and is a Paul Harris Fellow. Thanks for joining us. We only have one birthitarian, but it's a very important birthitarian, and that's Jamie Dimmitt. Happy birthday, Jamie. We have several announcements. We're going to be off-site on May the 23rd at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Reservations are required by tomorrow to attend, so please see Jamie at the door before you leave. We have a Pridetarian. The Washington-based Hindu American Foundation has selected Ved Nanda to receive the 2013 Pride of the Community Award for his contributions to society. This award is going to be given on June the 4th on Capitol Hill. Also, the students at the College of Law have given Ved both the Outstanding Faculty Member and Mentorship Awards for the 2012-2013 year. Congratulations. Another Pridetarian, Rotarian Dixon Griswold, president of the Highwater Wealth Management, was recently featured in the Denver Business Journal's quarterly financial roundtable. Congratulations, Dixon. Rotarian of the Year and new Rotarian of the Year. Don't miss your opportunity to recognize your fellow Rotarians that have made exceptional contributions to Club 31. Please see the nomination forms available at the information table or in your Tuesday email blast for requirements and eligibility. Make your voice known. We have another Rotary Connect Happy Hour coming up next Tuesday. No, it's not next Tuesday. It's May the 28th. It's the fourth Tuesday of each month from 5:30 to 7:30. Once again, it's going to be at the Rack House Pub. The fun event is getting to know fellow Rotarians and introducing prospective new members to Rotary. This time it's going to be sponsored by Pam Adams and ISU Insurance. We appreciate her sponsoring the appetizers for that evening. Lots of announcements today. Did the Rotary office get your email? As we updated our website last month, we also switched our email to a new server. While our email addresses will remain the same, you will have some issues transitioning this into the Outlook accounts. If you sent an email recently to anyone at the Rotary office and didn't get a response, please resend it or give them a call and be patient during this transition. I have a very important announcement that's not on the list. Our own Brian Blankenberg, our future secretary, is going to have lots of baby jokes next year because he and Amy are having a baby. The baby's already beating its heart at 189 beats per minute, and the baby is due on December the 15th. So we're excited. I had brought two jokes today. One was a blonde joke and one was a golf joke. But after Lucius did his inspirational moment, I'm going to go with the golf joke. Two detectives were investigating the murder of Juan Gonzalez. How was he killed? Asked one detective. With a golf gun, the other detective replied. A golf gun? What is a golf gun? Well, I don't know, but it sure made a hole in Juan. Welcome.
Oh, that's okay. I might have taken the other path, but that's good. One of the things that we pride ourselves with in Rotary is the networking. And every meeting is an opportunity, as everyone sees here, to help build your network. And each week we talk about a different facet of what networking really means. And Will Snyder with Core First Bank has been leading us on this path all year. And we have yet another meeting, right? Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, President Jim. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Somebody's awake out there. You know, we've talked so much about networking this year. It's been so much fun. I wanted to stop and just do a little review of some of the things we've talked about. And when I tried to boil it down, I really thought there's really four things when it comes to networking: is setting goals, start small, go with what you know, and form good habits. And when I thought about setting goals, it's really about what's your purpose. And whether you're networking for friendship, for business, you're running a nonprofit or a foundation, you know, do research. Go online and get your research and make sure that you're plugging in where you need to be. And if you have not gone on to the DAC-DB, that's our online site where you can research your fellow Rotarians and what they do and what they're passionate about. I'm on there all the time, you guys, because I'm passionate about networking, and people are constantly asking me, you know, how can I get in touch with someone that does this or does that? This is a great tool. If you're not familiar about how to get on there, touch base with Jamie or Darlene, call the office. They'll be able to help you get started there. Another thing was start small. Rome wasn't built in a day, but building a professional network takes time and experience. And there's nothing but time and experience in this room, folks. Look around. You've got a lot of great talent in this room. And it's easy to plug into because these are people you know. And you want to go with what you know. You know, time and experience. I think about the friends I've made with time and experience in this club, Scott, Jim, and Scotty Wilkins, who we've done multiple things with our wife and I, with some of the things with Shining Stars, Dr. and Felicia Muptick, Sue and Bill, which we see all the time. Just great long time experience that they've had in life and in this club. So plug into it. It's right here. And go with what you know. You know, networking is about plugging into what you have and what you know. And I always think of Dr. Jackson when he says, what are you going to do with what you got? Well, look around the room, folks. You got a lot right here. Don't hesitate to plug into it. You know, I think about the friends I made early on in this club, Brian Blankenberg, Carter Sales, Eric White, all of those guys. We've done some great things together since we've been in this club. And it's been a wonderful thing. And then the last but not least is to form good habits. You know, 98% of life is showing up. And showing up here makes it easy. Makes it easy to plug in. I'm going to share a quote with you from the CTO of Ogilvy Mather, who says, good execution eats good strategy for lunch. Welcome to a great strategy for networking right here, folks. Come early, stay late, wear the pin, get plugged in. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Will. This year, we have unfortunately lost some good friends. They've moved on, and we're going to celebrate the life of one of those this year, today. Grant Wilkins is going to read the memorial resolution.
Thanks, President Jim. It's my privilege and pleasure today, although I can never say it's a pleasure to give a memorial resolution, but to honor our former member, an esteemed member, Dr. Madeline Lynn Sabici. She passed away on February 10th, having just celebrated her 84th birthday in January. Lynn was born in Wisconsin and moved to Denver as a young girl. She attended South High School, went on to Pomona College in Claremont, California for 2 years. She returned to the University of Colorado to complete her undergraduate studies in pre-med, and then attended the CU School of Medicine, graduated in 1954 with a specialty in internal medicine. Through CU, Lynn had community internships at Denver General Hospital and Rose Medical Center, and residencies in internal medicine at CU, Northwestern University, Indiana University Health Sciences. In 1970, she joined Kaiser as one of its first female doctors, where she retired from active practice in 1994. Lynn and her husband, our fellow club member Francisco, were married for 62 years. With Francisco, they became Rotary volunteers dedicated to improving the life and health care and quality of life in developing countries. After her retirement, they pursued an opportunity in the mid-1990s to work as volunteers in the healthcare field in Biratnagar, Nepal. This became the first of at least 10 volunteer trips back to Nepal. Together, they spearheaded 4 major Rotary projects in Nepal, improving the education system, providing new X-ray equipment, building the Friendship Village, a 30-unit housing facility for approximately 150 hospital staff and families, and last but not least, providing much-needed sanitation improvements on the Cozy Zonal Hospital compound through a $350,000 3H grant from the Rotary International Foundation. The Sabicis developed a respected relationship with the Biratnagar Rotary Club, and both were granted honorary memberships in appreciation for their service. They were invited back to cut the ribbon at the dedication of Friendship Village. To quote Lynn, "We can all be proud of how the power of Rotary is helping mankind in this very important way, for mankind is our business." Together, the Ceviches were honored time and again for their humanitarian contributions to Rotary International. They received our district's four-way test award in 1966, 1997, Lynn was made an honorary member of our club, and she was bestowed with our district's Volunteer in Community Service Award in 1998. This extraordinary couple was honored as Denver's 2001-2002 Rotarians of the Year, along with receiving the World Community Service Committee's Continuing Service Award in 2007. They were also faithful supporters of Denver Kids, where they were honored as Denver Kids International Rotarians of the Year in 2009. Lynn and Francisco were avid hikers, backpackers, and climbed all of Colorado's 14,000-foot peaks. She became a skilled photographer, capturing the beauty and spirit of people, nature, and her beloved mountains. As a testament to her photographic talents, Lynn's depiction of the residents of Nebratnikar learning how personal hygiene can help prevent disease was selected as the grand prize winner in Rotary International's worldwide 2000-2001 World Photo Contest. It was featured on the cover of a 2002 April issue of the Rotarian magazine, and a signed copy is proudly displayed in our Denver Rotary Club office. Lynn was a member of the Denver Rotary Club Foundation, Silver Fellow, and she and Francisco are major donors of the Rotary International Foundation. We express deepest sympathy to her husband Francisco and their daughters Anita and Lisa. Mr. President, I move for the adoption of this resolution by a standing vote of the membership and others present.
Thank you very much, Grant. I believe that she also was a skydiver, a sky parachutist. And I think you should ask Francisco that story. And because she parachuted only in the last couple of years, I believe. We are in for an excellent program today. You're going to be learning more about the foundation. Todd Bacon is going to be leading the balance of this program. But I'd like to give you a thought real quickly as Todd comes up. The foundation and the club work in partnership, and I cannot tell you how good that partnership has been this year and how good Todd has been to work with, how thoughtful he is, and how much he has the heart, our foundation, and our mission in his mind at all times. And I just think you've done a marvelous job. Todd Bacon.
Well, welcome everyone. I am Todd Bacon. It's been my privilege to serve as the president of your Denver Rotary Club Foundation this year. May is Denver Rotary Club Foundation month, a little known fact. So we're here today to celebrate the foundation, its donors, and all its activities. The foundation was established 44 years ago to receive funds raised from our fundraising events as well as donor contributions, to manage those funds carefully and to distribute them in support of our club's activities. Though we're here to celebrate the Denver Rotary Club Foundation today, please remember that there's also the Rotary International Foundation, and our club urges support of both of these foundations. So we have a number of pieces of the puzzle of the foundation that we're going to go through today. The first part is that we're going to celebrate our governance. We're governed by a board of 12 trustees who are elected for 6-year terms. I'd like to introduce our current officers and trustees. Trustees, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing, and the rest of you, please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. You'll see on the screen, Lucius Ashby is our vice president, and he'll be taking over the reins come July 1st. Peter Tedstrom is our treasurer. John Klug is our secretary. John, you're supposed to stand up. And Debbie Demuth is our immediate past president. Our current trustees are Barbara Burv, Sid Brooks, Alice Bullwinkle, Sue Ryden, Virgil Scott, who's completing David Lee's term, Don Schloop, and Tom Woodruff. Incoming trustees for the next Rotary year, beginning in July 1, are Jerry Middle, Virgil Scott in his own term, Tucker Troutman, and Chuck Turner. Thank you all for your current and future service. I'm also very pleased to announce our foundation officers for the next year. So again, please stand when you hear your name called. Lucius will be our president. The vice president and president-elect, I'm delighted to announce, is Alice Bullwinkle. Peter Tedstrom will continue as our treasurer, and Chuck Turner will take over as secretary. For the second piece of our puzzle, we're going to focus on our donors and recognize our Denver Rotary Club Fellows for 2012-2013. Lucius, if you could come up and help award the pins with Darlene. One of the things you'll learn, Lucius, is that you will depend totally on Darlene. It's been a wonderful working relationship that I've had this year. We're honoring 25 new fellows designees this year. The foundation would also like to acknowledge all of the existing fellows. There's a handout on the table, and you'll see all of those fellows listed. So now, as I read the name of our new fellows, please come forward to receive your recognition pins. The new DRCF fellows at the $1,000 to $2,500 level are Rob Clinton, Mark Donovan, Carol Duncan, Samantha Johnston, Andre Hall, and Adam Yu. At the silver level, which is $2,500 to $5,000, Barbara Burv, Tom Butler, Allison Clark Hardesty, Ed Crabtree, Jim Goddard, Joe Hodges, Roger Kinney, past president of the foundation, Chuck Pell, Chuck Turner, and Jim Woodward. We have 6 new gold fellows at the $5,000 to $10,000 level. They are Harry Ellison, Fred Grover, Bill Hornby over here, Bill Houston, Don Lewis, and past president Dick Metcalf. In addition, we have 3 new major donors. Major donors are people who contributed $25,000 or more or made a bequest of $100,000 or more. With the bequest is Chuck Everell, who unfortunately can't be here today. We're honoring R.J. Ross, past president, as well as Jim Warner, another past president. Please join me in congratulating our new fellow honorees. And if the honorees who are present could come up to the stage after the program and try to get a picture. There's a statistic that I'd like to share with you. We can be proud that 60% of our members have chosen to become fellows of our foundation. There's another number that I find a little bit troubling, and that is that sustaining contributors, those people who make at least $100 contribution annually, are 43% of our club members. That means that some people have reached a fellow level and they stop giving. Part of my mission here today is to encourage you to keep that going. But the good news is that the 43% of our club who are making annual contributions is up from last year's 34%, so we're definitely making some progress in that regard. The third part of our focus today is on our grants. From 1993 through April of 2013, the foundation corpus has grown from just under $2.4 million to its current $3 million level. You can see the two bars on the left side of the graph. During the same time, our foundation has dispersed $5.7 million in grants. But I think that's just phenomenal what we've been able to accomplish. The grants have been made possible by the hard work of our Branch Rickey Committee, our Peach Sale Committee, and by generosity of each of you in making your contributions. Now you'll see on the screen, and a handout on your table shows the 2013-2014 grants. Just so you know, the Grants Committee is made up of 3 trustees from the foundation, 3 members of the club's board of directors, and 3 members of the club at large. These grants were approved by the trustees at our meeting in April. They total $262,800, and this money will be dispersed starting July 1st. As you scan down this list of recipients, you can identify most of the major activities of our club. And while you're looking at those grantees, please imagine the thousands of lives that we touch every year. In addition, a recognition of our influence on individual lives, we continue with our theme today of changing lives through our Rotary grants. This is the 4th part of our focus today. We selected 3 of our grantees to feature. The first one is Junior Achievement. Many of you know Christy Schaffer, the Executive Vice President of Junior Achievement and also a board member of our club. Come on up, Christy. JA inspires students to secure the knowledge and skills that they'll need to succeed in financial literacy, workforce readiness, and entrepreneurial sensibility. JA impacts students in every grade level, every strata of economic and ethnicity in Metro Denver, utilizing over 5,000 volunteers and reaching 107,000 students. Our grant supports teams of Rotarians and Interact students from DCIS in teaching JA programs at the Fairmont Dual Immersion Academy in the Baker neighborhood. Christy, on behalf of the Denver Rotary Club Foundation, I present you with a check for $2,500. And
thank you, Todd, and thank you, everyone, for contributing to the club's foundation. I just wanted to take a moment, as Todd said, this grant did enable us to implement programs at Fairmont Elementary School, which has now become a feeder elementary school to DCIS. So it's even further leveraging our partnership with DCIS, which I think is incredible. So on April 5th of this year, we had Rotarians partner with our DCIS Interact Club students to present the Junior Achievement programs to kindergarten through 5th grade students. And I'd love to take a moment to just recognize those Rotarians for getting out there in a classroom and for helping and mentoring our DCIS students through this. So with that, Elle Berger, and I'd like you guys to stand up. Come on, Elle, you can do this. Winkandera, I don't think I saw her. Jay Yake. Brian Blankenberg is getting a lot of talk today. Doug McLemore, Todd Kraft, Carly Anderson, Giles Paulson, Jim Johnston, and Debbie Kaufman. So thank you to all of you for partnering with them. As Todd said, Junior Achievement will inspire 107,000 students this year in over 548 schools, and we are able to do that thanks to grants that we receive through the community at no cost to schools or students. And so I'd just like to take 2 minutes to show a video of the impact Junior Achievement is having in our community. As that video, I think, did a good job at depicting, junior achievement volunteers are the inspiration that are really showing our young people that they can achieve success. We have to work hard to do it. We have to do it over a period of time. We have to get an education, but it is up to each one of us to become terrific participants in our community and to be self-sufficient. And so thank you to all of you for doing that. I did want to just thank each one of you again for giving so generously to our foundation, because as Todd pointed out, your contributions are being used in just terrific ways in our community to inspire youth through programs like Denver Kids and through Junior Achievement. Thank you.
As it said in that video, together we do work for good and for earned success. Together we are a force. Thank you for all you do with JA and our club, Christy. Our next featured program is our Rotary Youth Exchange. The Youth Exchange Committee has 7 members of our club and is responsible for making the arrangements and taking care of our inbound and outbound exchange students. All of the funding for this committee comes from our foundation. The grant for the current year is $3,000. The committee's mission is to promote and expand world peace. This fall, we're going to have 3 outbound students going to Spain, Switzerland, and France. Currently, we have 1 exchange student studying here with us in Denver, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her school year. At this point, I'd like to call Julie Spear to the podium. Julie is a member of the Youth Exchange Committee and director and producer of special projects for Rocky Mountain PBS. Julie?
Thank you. I am so excited to be here today, and I'd love, just for some recognition, for all the members of the Rotary Youth Exchange Committee to stand up. Anyone? I know Carter's here. There they are. I was like, they're here. Thank you all. I think I have the best job with the committee, though, because I'm Mika's counselor, so I get to see her on a regular basis, and she's had some challenges this year, and I want to recognize her for pushing through, and even when things weren't perfect, that she kept at it, so good for you. She has 2 more weeks of school, and she'll be leaving the country and finishing her exchange on July 10th, so we're in the home stretch, and so I'm proud to introduce to you Mika DeSanto.
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you and welcome to my presentation. I'm an exchange student and I'm from Argentina. Yeah, for a lovely region called Patagonia, La Patagonia Argentina. And I'm from a lovely town called San Carlos de Bariloche. And I'm really proud of where I came from. It's a beautiful, beautiful small city, and I love it. There are some pictures of my city. It's a ski town at the south of Argentina. I do ski. Well, a big part of me is my family. They mean a lot for me. That is my dad. I love him. He's my favorite person in the whole universe. My mom. My middle sister, she's the one right. I have a younger sister with 5 in total. Me. We're crazy, but we love each other. I mean, but which family isn't crazy, no? Well, a little bit of background. I'm originally from a city that is called Córdoba, more in the central part of Argentina. It's a lovely city. When I was 5, I moved to Europe. I lived almost 2 years in France. There are some pictures. And after that, we moved all over Argentina. But when we settled down, we stay in Bariloche. There is a place that my dad loves and we love. And we currently live there. And hopefully I will come back to Córdoba to go to college next year. My passions. On the right side is all my trips. I love traveling. I think I love it. Okay. My year here in America. I've been in a lot of places here. That is Bensford with Julie. That is a picture of my second family. It's really blurry, I'm sorry, but they are my second family. I love them in Denver. And a lot of pictures of me enjoying, because that's what I do. I enjoy every single day of this year. I really want to say thank you, because this has been great. This is an amazing year. It's a lifetime experience. And that is in Chicago. For New Year's, it was really cold. That is in Copper Mountain, and my birthday. And our Rotary is a big part of me. My dad is a Rotarian, and with his help and me and my friends, we found the first Interact of Bariloche. There was a lot of job. It was a hard job, I swear. But and now I'm currently doing this exchange. And the future, who knows? Maybe you will see me as the next governor district chief. Who knows? But Rotary is a big part of me. And yeah, I would like to say thank you again. Thank you for my committee, especially to Julie and Scott and Carter, that they are always present. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mika. Wonderful to hear some of your experiences here. I'm sure it's going to be something that changes your life and you'll remember always. As part of your stay here with us, I'd like to present you with baseball from our Branch Rickey fundraising event, and a keychain that has the 4-way test on it, a pin from our centennial celebration, as well as some note cards that you can use to stay in communication with all of us back in Denver, and then a copy of our 100-year celebration book.
So nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to stay focused on international events with a presentation from our World Community Service Committee. World Community Service Committee is one of the largest in the clubs with about 40 members. This year they have a grant from our foundation for $27,000. They're conducting somewhere between 15 and 30 projects around the world at any one time. It's kind of hard to keep track of them all. And the funding comes from our club, gets multiplied at the district level and multiplied again at the international level, along with help from the local club that helps to implement the projects. We're focused on developing projects in water availability, health supplies, and health education. Doing projects in Bosnia, Kenya, Nicaragua, Nepal, Guatemala, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Peru, Haiti. This committee is all over the world. It's really fantastic. Earlier this year, Rotarians Rod Greiner, Chuck Turner, and Nick Muller went to India to see the results of some of the projects from 2008. Leading the presentation today is our own Rod Greiner. Rod?
You see a picture of the group there, 14 that we started out with about 2.5 weeks in is it okay here? In India. And then I want to also add in a name of Vitnanda. He's here today as well. He arranged for us to meet up with the New Delhi Rotary Club. We had them for lunch over there, got acquainted with them and learned a bit about their activities as well. So thank you, Vit, for the introduction. Appreciate that. That's number one section. Number two, daughter Janet Greiner, and about 5 years ago, approached Dad with the idea that maybe we should do something together as a father-son team. Well, by golly, we got it. And this is the story of that team and the things that Janet and I have done specifically on this trip that we made now as a reunion to this group of folks down in India that we got acquainted with. The $136,000 that we took with us at that first meeting got dispersed dramatically around in a water project that all of us are aware is a major element in the part of Rotary at this point in time. So without further ado, let me introduce Janet Greiner and her presentation. We had a 15-day reunion over there, and with 14 travelers. So this is Janet Greiner.
Being mindful of your time, we've made a quick presentation of some of the sites we saw, specifically in the village of Baste. The Rotary Project has helped 2 villages of about 800 people. Here's the people that were gathered together, my husband, myself, and Rod. We knew each other, of course, but I put out the word through Rotary and through our friends, and we ended up with 11 other people that were strangers to us. But they were all great companions, and that included Chuck Turner and Nick Muller, who are your members. We end up in Mumbai as our beginning of meeting up with the Mumbai Midtown Rotary Club. There's several grants that have gone into all of this project, total up to $193,000. And Rod and I, through our own money and a few friends, took $1,300, I believe, this trip for some extra school supplies. Right, this picture is the Taj Palace Hotel and the ferry, and the Victoria Gate just on the seaside there of downtown Mumbai. This is just a little scene of some of the kinds of labor and craft and then the beautiful arts that people in India do. And in the modern city of Mumbai and those great huge skyscrapers, below you see the classic India, and this scene is the Dhobi laundry you may have heard about or seen in Slumdog Millionaire. And then you also see some of the homes, and then this street magician. So this is the contrast of India. Now we've traveled out about 80 miles northwest of Mumbai, and we meet up with Eros Sinha Roy. He's the Rotarian that has been interacting with us since the year 2000 when he came here as a GSE Group Study Exchange team leader. And you see the plaque that they had made, or a big sign, that tells of the 14 Rotary clubs that all contributed to the project along with you. This is the sign about the watershed project that was the $136,000. And we're going to go on to see what that project did. As we get to the town, some of the women have made out of colored rice powder this sort of what our American Indians do is a sand painting. Well, it's a rice painting to welcome us. And right away we meet up with many of the village people to celebrate the fact that we're there. And we have a speech from this top lady, Vinda Diva, and Vinod, and these two are the strong leaders that make this project all happen. At this time, I gave a tiny, tiny speech. It goes about like this. I see children that are 10 years old. It's been 10 years since we started to work with you. It's been 10 years since the first wells. And you now are children that have never had to go on the walk for water. Prior to this, they had to go walking every season after they ran out of water to go find water and live far away from their village until the monsoon came again and they came back. We've made these people permanent people, and a permanent person like we all here are can do a great deal. In 2008, Rod and I, with 2 other Rotarians from Parker, went to India to promote and research this project, and we saw this well, which is 60 feet deep, and it's dry. And this is the problem. And this is one of the 27 wells that were funded by 2 of the first grants. So we have all these wells spotted all over, and the people, because of these wells, didn't have to walk for water anymore. But you put a straw in a glass of water, you drink it out. Who's going to refill that? How is the watershed going to be refilled if you keep the straws all pumping it out? And this is where we go with the watershed project. You see here just this hillside and those blocks that go across horizontally. Those blocks were set up in 2006, and this is the main part of the watershed project. So the rain falls, and instead of just rushing and flooding down the hillside, it gets slowed down. It goes, take a step down, walk across, step down, walk across. They call this making the water learn to walk. Then in each of those level places, the water is soaking into the ground and recharging the watershed. Here is arrow pointing out one tree, a sapling, and many saplings were planted. And then this 5 years later, now the trees are this big. And here's another scene. You can see the rows and rows and rows of trees. And part of this project was to plant 80,000 saplings of productive woods for fuel. The acacia tree, cashews, jamun is a fruit, custard apple is a fruit, and teak. And the teak next year will have its first harvest, and then they'll replant that part of the forest. 25% of the forest every 6 years can be replanted or sold and then replanted. The fruits and nuts, and they eat what they need, but then they're able to sell the rest and use that money however they need to, and you're going to see how that money gets used in a bit. Here's the bottom of a low point that was the natural river and the flooding, but now the Rotary and the project has built 2 check dams to just capture water. It's not to be drinking or anything, just fill up with water, let it soak in. And now you see the contrast, the dry well 10 years later, and since the water project 5 years later, we have at 1 month off from the time we were there before, they have 17 feet still available to drink and to draw out of that, and all the pumps that are out there are working fine. But the water table's gone up about 16 feet every year since we started this. And that watershed, the table having come up, is what's keeping the trees moist and keeping everything growing. And then we see a big rice straw harvest. They had a really fantastic rice harvest this year. And it was even quite a dry year there. And then just some goats and cart, and just how life is in India. Here is my special favorite picture. That thing that looks like something just packed with cloths is a huge basket. It's about 5 feet across. It's about 4 feet high, and it's full. Can you believe that's your savings account? This is the savings account, meaning that this family and the rice that they grew this year, this season's harvest, filled that basket full. And that's what they'll live on for the next year till the next rice growing season. Fantastic. We'll feed their family of 6. And of course, they have their chicken on top to capture bugs and eat their eggs. The reason they can keep this rice there that whole year is that the basket's there, handmade, and it's packed with dung on the inside, and then other cloths, and the bugs and the rats and things won't eat into the dung. So it protects the rice. This picture is to show the structure of houses that we experienced in 2008 and all the past that what they've lived in. It's sturdy, it's strong, it's rather airy because it's made of sticks packed with dung. That's your walls. It has a nice roof, but you can see the interior, and that was the kitchen area. Just open fire, and a few little chicks in the corner. Today, 27% of the families have been able to replace their stick dung houses with brick houses. So the money they've earned off of their extra harvest has been able to supply that cash to be able to make, who's made a brick here? They make their own bricks, have learned how to do that, and now this lady has a gas range with her propane tank and her brick walls, and she painted her walls purple and pink and blue, and it's a gorgeous house. Then we move on to the school. This lady that's pictured here, when one of her two sons died, she donated the land that she would have had given to him for the school. This is a body is the word for preschool. What I love about this picture is put up your foundation, get a roof, and start school. They didn't wait to put the walls on. They just had school during the hot season, through the rainy season, and the next dry season they finished their walls. I just love that they just used it. And the most recent grant was in 2010, and it was for literacy and nutrition. It was led by the Rotary Club, and it provided books and school supplies and so forth, but also a cup of milk per day. When the people have now become permanent, the government offers a school teacher and a bowl of pulse, which is like oatmeal, for every student that comes to school. The student population has gone up from 300 to 400 children. Food is incentive to come to school. And we decided to add this cup of milk to help with our nutrition. This is very at the end, and the music could be in a moment, but here we have the first ever outhouse. Everyone's gone out in nature, and everyone still will with only one toilet for 800 people, but it's near the preschool. So to change the culture and change the habits, start with the children, so that preschool children will be able to use the toilet. And then some music. We're having a celebration, dancing and singing. And it didn't go. Half a second. The instrument is a long thing. It's several gourds working together, and then a man with a stick getting the beat. And everyone got up and started dancing and enjoying our great time. That will be all. And we thank you so much for your contributions to this project.
One minute for a question. What a legacy, huh?
Thank you so much, Janet and Rod. It's incredible to see the things that are going on just from our club reaching all around the world. If you ever get a chance to serve on the grants committee, I urge you to do so. You'll be amazed at what this club does in total, and you'll also come to realize that we don't have nearly enough money to fund all the things that we would like to fund. If you're not one of those people that are contributing annually, please do. There are forms on your table. and as you can tell, your money gets put to very good use. Jim, I think we're done for today. I'll turn the meeting back over to you to wrap up.
I told you you're going to be impressed just for the reach that this club has across this globe, not to mention our city. You see some impacting programs within Denver Public Schools, and then you see working in India. We work in 18 countries, this club alone. So Todd said it right. Get involved, be a part of it, and contribute. There are a couple of things to as we end. Don't forget, next week, May 23rd, we're offsite DMNS. That program is extraordinary. Please make sure you come if you can. Sign up. This gentleman is Paul Harris. That is the Paul Harris Award. It's given by the district occasionally to clubs that show great achievement. And what the foundation has done is just one part of it. This club received it this year, about 2 weeks ago at the district conference. You should all be very proud of it. And it's great. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Nancy. Len. I just hope everyone will come up and see you, Francisco, and chat with you and Lisa a little bit afterwards. And do ask about that skydiving, because she was 82 when she skydived, and it was a really cool story. Thank you all for being here. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. We are adjourned.